welcome back. Now, President Bola Tinubu seems to have a different opinion, different from that of major Nigerians about the current state of the economy. Now, he says that the economy is not in distress and the country is not helpless. Speaking at the Leadership Conference and Awards 2023 held at the Congress Hall of the Transcorp Hilton in Abuja on Tuesday, and ably represented by the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, the president, however, agreed that the country is in challenging times, but assured his administration is working towards opportunities for growth and development in the country. Now, Tinubu added that there are substantial increase in revenues accruing to the three tiers of government since the removal of the petrol subsidy, and also disclosed investment efforts by the administration to support Nigerian businesses, students, and vulnerable households, as well as to enhance food security and attract foreign direct investment. Well, stay with us. Here in the studio is Mr. Lawale Kodayo, who will be analyzing this statement for us and with us today on VOP this morning. Now, the statement made by the president yesterday, it goes to show that he's saying that his administration is really working tirelessly to alleviate the situation that the country is presently bedeviled with. Now, I see before now a lot of Nigerians may not toe that direction of thought. What do you make of this statement?
Okay. Thank you very much. Nigerian case is like the case of a broken down vehicle, and then you call a technician to come and fix it. And the technician is working, he told you it's working. You get it? When you go to work, the technician is telling you it's working. I'm working on it now, and nothing is coming out of it. You get what I'm saying? And he keep telling you, I'm working on that vehicle that you are paying him. I want to buy this, you pay you. I want to buy that, you pay. You pay him allowances, you pay him that. And the vehicle is not leaving ground. What will a normal person do? You get it? What will a normal person do? I shouldn't be answering the question. Nigerians should be answering the question themselves. You know, because more allocations, like the president boasts, more allocations is given to the local government and states. What do we have to show for it, for God's sake? See, like we said earlier on,
if allocations are given to states and
more allocations,
should we be holding the president responsible for the inactivity of the states in using the allocations to better the lives of the people?
Yes.
Or should we hold the state governors responsible?
We are going to hold all of them, you know, because if you give somebody money to do something and the person didn't do that thing, and you sit down,
but
and
you
are
elected
not doing
the governors, the people in states elected the governors.
No, I'm coming, because who is controlling the police? Who is controlling the ICPC? Who is controlling the EFCC that's supposed to go after the governors and the local government chairman?
Who is?
And the rest? Is the president?
The president is controlling EFCC?
No, who elected the chairman of the EFCC, for God's sake?
He appointed.
No. If you appoint somebody, you are the boss of that person. Is that not it? It's a simple logic now.
Are you saying that security agents in Nigeria are not independent?
They are not independent.
Okay.
Because they are elected by somebody. You get, if it's an institution, you get, in which some people graduate to get to the head of it, that means it's independent. But if it is elected by somebody, of course I will elect somebody who will not prosecute me. Would I elect somebody that will prosecute? Would you think I will let you appoint you? Sorry, would you appoint you to such a post, and you now come and prosecute me? Of course, we'll have had a serious discussion in which you are not going to go after me, and there will be sacred cows.
Nuhu Aribadu, when he was at the helm of affairs of the EFCC, was going after even those that appointed.
Do you know what he said in his last, when he was appointed in this new administration?
What did he say?
You know, when he was giving a speech, I think in one foreign country, he said that he has helped France, US, you get it, and those who are involved were prosecuted and money recovered. He said in Nigeria it was not like that. You get that eventually cases are frustrated. You get, you remember the case of I'm coming, you Alamiese and Ibori, which they were in Nigeria, they said they had no case to answer, and in France they said they have the case to answer, and in UK, you get it. Is that not what we are talking about?
But Mr.
So what I'm coming.
My point here is, are we not going to hold those security agents responsible because they, Nuhu Ribadu, I would say, at the time, went after even those that were in government, even those that appointed him into office. It was now left
Did you go after
judiciary.
those? See, did you go after those? Tell me, is it constitutional to collect? I'm coming. Is it constitutional to collect furniture allowance, or is it constitutional for a rep when he's leaving office to cut away everything? Is it? So I'm coming. Is it constitutional for them to collect constituency allowance? Is it in the constitution? Is it constitutional for the state governor in Lagos State to collect land use charge? Is it in the constitution? Is it not tenement rate as in constitution? Is it land use charge that is in constitution? You get it? And why has Ribadu not gone after any other person?
Has anybody written a petition against them?
Okay, do we need to write a petition in America, for God's sake? The CIA, the FBI will investigate you even when you have when you are clean. You are clean, they will investigate you to be sure that you are clean.
Wouldn't that be an instance of, because what you said earlier, that the president is the one who appointed the heads of this ICPC and EFCC,
and
wouldn't that be an act of using a commission as big as EFCC to gag an elected government, particularly in the states? If, for instance, like you said, the NSA should go after a sitting governor,
why not?
Wouldn't that be a statement of you gagging an elected?
No, that's not.
Official?
See, that's not, because you want to prevent a crime. Do you wait? You want to make a society, security. To be crime free. Do you go after they commit a crime? Is it not before they commit the crime, you are already arresting somebody and presenting evidence that this person is liable to commit the crime?
Then it will be eligible. Now, when you say you have to go against, or you have to go for someone who has not even done anything, and then you're picking the person. No. What, from what you're saying, you said you don't wait for them to commit a crime before you go after them. Now, how will you now be able to decipher if this person is really doing the stuff you're accusing him of?
I'm coming. If you hold a gun, you bring out a gun, and you point at somebody, before you could release the trigger, somebody else held your hand. You get it, and take the gun away from you.
What if it's a toy gun?
That is.
Have you talked about that?
Even if it's a toy gun, you have an intention to commit a crime. You get it. You have an intention. It's in Nigerian law. There are words that has to do with intention to commit a crime, and the police will prosecute you for having intention to commit a crime. That's why their duty is to save life. How can you save life when the person is already dead?
Right, but Mr. Lawal, the anti-graft agency also are beginning to point their hands to the legislature, saying that sometimes or in some occasions they make mention of some people that they've actually gone after, and then they will be held down over the immunity that some of these people actually enjoy when they are in power, what they are enjoying when they are in power.
So why is the president not submitted a bill to tell?
Right, let's not deviate from what we're talking about. Let's not deviate from what we're talking about. Now let's look at the policies of this administration as it concerns food security. Now, at the beginning, during the newspaper review, we touched on food trucks that were intercepted, and then with the president's order that they be sold to Nigerians. Now, let's look at this administration. What this administration is doing, in your view, to beef up food security, and the accusation that certain individuals are intentionally trying to smuggle food out of Nigeria, so there will be scarcity of food, so there will be chaos in the land. How do you react to that?
See, that is why what we were saying before is still in line. You prevent a crime before it happens. These are not one truck. It's not a car. For God's sake, these are big trucks that will carry hundreds or thousands of bags of food, and it's not one, it's 10. How did they get to that point? How did they load? You get it? They loaded from one local government.
Wasn't it the same reason the previous administration decided to close the borders?
No, that's wrong. It's totally wrong.
No, wasn't it the same reason?
No, that is wrong. It's not the reason.
Are you
it's
saying
wrong? They said that they want to encourage local production. That was the reason. You get it? For that. See,
And
If-
also prevent smuggling.
See, everybody, people will always smuggle. You get it. You can only reduce it to the minimum. If, like I said, I have analyzed this over and over again. I even said it during the time of President Jonathan, and it was sent to Abuja. I told them, you get it. These are the things you'll be focusing on, for God's sake. These are the things. If I'm a farmer and I produce 1,000 bags, and Nigeria needs 100 bags, I will sell 900 bags out of Nigeria and generate forex. The government will not tell me you are smuggling. They will even encourage me to send it abroad, out of the country. You get it? Because I have excess. Look at local government. Look at this. We are in Lagos, for God's sake.
All right.
Look at Oshodi Soro. Excuse me. Look at Oshodi Soro, local government. Every local government in Lagos is very big. Look at Badagry local government. Look at Ikorodu local government. For God's sake, these are mighty local governments. If you have local government like this in a small state like Lagos, how much more of those big states like Ogun State? How much more of big states like Anambra, like Calabar, and Taraba or Adamawa? Look at big states in this north, and they claim they have big lands. Tell me what is coming out from those lands. I have traveled. In fact, I recorded, I snapped many of these areas. If you see, before you can see a village when you are traveling, it will be so far away. You can see a place as far as Ikotun, you see another village here, and then you see empty land across. And allocation is coming to those local government. If local government have their autonomy, you can prosecute them. If no one have all this, you can reduce their immunity to some extent. You reduce their immunity. You don't give them broad immunity. You reduce the immunity so that they can be prosecuted to when they get to a state, so that you can prevent further committing of this crime. It's not when the governor has left or the local government has left, they have scattered away all money, will now use the money to be settling here and there, and it will be difficult to prosecute. You're already in office, you're already prosecuting that person with enough evidence for the house to seize and impeach the person. You get, but it's not happening. It's not. You travel to Badagry, you see land. This land, you travel to from across this the lagoon we have. Estuary, we have lagoons in Lagos. For God's sake, can't we put it to fishery industries? Can't we? It's under a local government too. You get it? It's under a local government. Can't we put it into fishery farming? And then before you know it, we will stop importing fish from abroad, and then we begin to export and be generating resources. Can't you begin to look at this local government chairman? Okay, you have got an allocation. What do you use your allocation to do? This allocation, what do you want to use it to do? Before the federal government will start releasing allocation, there must be a blueprint of what the local government wants to use the allocation to do. And then from there, you now see that, okay, 50% of it is going to agriculture. You get it? 60% is going, like Adama. Okay, what do you want to do? Okay, I want to use 60% of this money to encourage ranching in my land. And then everybody will focus on it, that 60% is going into development of ranching in that area. If you are going to Benue State, what do you want to use that local government, that 60% of that allocation to that local government to do? Okay, in my land, our own main economy is agriculture, yam planting. Very good. 60% will go into development of yam planting. And then that's a strategy. You know, in the next 6 months, in the next 8 months, yam will be harvested heavily from so and so local government, from Benue State, so and so local government, from Ogun State. You can say wheat. Which state can we plant wheat? In this local government, they want to plant wheat. They have about 5,000 acres of land. So that the money you are releasing, 60% of that money is going into wheat planting, and then there will be a target. There will be a monitoring. That's why we have Agric Ministry and we have Minister of State on agriculture.
Okay.
So all these things are not coming out, and the next thing we depend on is to begin to seize food and sell. Where you continue to do that, some people have invested money. Apart from the fact that you are going to ruin their life, they will not do the business again. And when you don't do the business again, what are you going to seize? And when you have nothing to seize, what are you going to sell? And the people will come back to become hungry again.
What you refer to as seize is smuggled, so we'd like to put that in so that our viewers our viewers can have a better understanding.
Yes.
But now,
As a farmer, were you into smuggling a few things? Have you done that before?
No. Why would I do that? My own is this. You get it. We have 200 million mouths to feed in Nigeria. You get it. We have 200 million mouths. If we produce food for 400 million mouths, you get it. Government, in fact, there will be nothing like smuggling. Government will be begging you to sell. You see, the border closure will not be, because you want your farmer to sell and make foreign exchange. So they'll be encouraging me to sell more. I remember during the time we were running regionalization, and Lagos was, the West was producing cocoa.
What's your take on the current stance of or your state, where the governor have said food produced within the state, the residents of the state will have to feed first before they can export out of the state?
It's still the same thing, because what you are producing is not enough. That's why everybody is shocking it in their state. If they are producing more,
what is your take on that? Is that a good move?
It's not. It's not, because it's an indication that we are in panic. The same distress that the president is saying is not there, is there. That is why you see the state shocking. The Niger state said, no, we are not going to be selling our food until our people is fed. It's because you are not producing enough. So the allocations you are getting, what are you using it for, and you are not producing enough? If you encourage more production, like we said in Ukraine, you get it, that Ukraine is producing more than, even when they are at war, they are still producing more than their mouth can feed. And that's why they are sending it out. They are still producing more. That's what you should focus on. Produce more. We have, in my state, we are in Lagos, we have 5 million.
Is our population a problem here? Because
you
cannot compare.
It's a resource. Population is a resource
of Nigeria.
See, the former president said, which I faulted. In fact, I was against him seriously, openly. That how can you say Nigerian youths are lazy? Do you see? Do you have jobs for them and they are not doing it? You get what I'm saying? You said the child is not going to school when you have not paid the child's school fees. How will the child go to school when they send the child out back from school? Because you have not paid school fees and you said the child is not going to school. So if we have jobs, you have look at Holland. Holland is not as big as Western Nigeria now, and up till now, milk. The whole milk we drink in Africa is coming from Holland, for God's sake.
Now, Mr.
A land that is Holland is over 15-20 feet below sea level. That land is supposed to be covered with water. Do you know what they do? Technology. They pump water out. The moment there is rain or flooding, automatically the machine begins to pump out, so that they have a dry land. The land is used for agriculture.
I'm going to ask you a question just before he does. Let's just put some things in perspective. Ukraine's population is put at 43.79 million. That was in 2021 before the war. So it's expected that it would have decreased. And they've been exporting 40. In fact, their grain feed 40% of the whole population of the world. Grain from Ukraine. 40%. So if they can feed 40% of the total population, it's automatically, if you add that 40% to their population, that means they have billions of people in their country.
No, Mr. Lawal.
That's the logic.
Now the thing is, it's from what you're saying and how you're explaining it. It's and also from undertone, from reaction from this the statement of the president. It's like Nigerians are beginning to lose interest in the government, even with the policies that they are bringing in. And reaction, some people have the opinion that it is laughable how the president will come up to talk about the policies he has made. We remember that he put in so many policies to help Nigeria.
And none of them is working.
Especially now. And then also he also went for that talk about releasing and sharing of grains for 2 metric tons. And not just that, he also went ahead to bring in the wage, the loan for those people in school, education,
get job after
loans, and not just that too. He went for that to say he's going to give 15 or 12 million Nigerians a certain amount of money, poverty alleviation,
30,000
scheme, and then also the issue of going to Qatar, to talk with Qatari investors to come into Nigeria to also help us out, or to do a direct business with us. Now, hold on, Mr. Lawal. Now, don't you think that the president actually is doing something to pull Nigerians out of their present,
See,
situation?
go. That's why I'm using Lagos. Go to Oshodi and see the investments. Nigerians, they see the money they put in investment in Oshodi there. You get it. Go and see their warehouses. Go and see what China is benefiting from Nigerian investors. Many of those things are imported from China. So you are leaving the same people who have enough money to invest in Nigeria. You get it, and you are going to Qatar and flying all over the place. So and you leave the people who have enough. But why not encourage those people to go into local production? Those things they are producing in China, Nigeria can produce it.
Are you of the opinion that...
and you leave them and you are traveling to all this...
Are you of the opinion that the government is not doing anything?
I don't know. It's not doing enough.
Now, what do you think they are going to do different this time around so that they can actually get the trust of Nigerians?
See, one, I like the one they are doing that. They said they are going to put state policing is good. But that is not the beginning. There are two things that are supposed to go together with us before... together with that state police. Once in fact supposed to be hired before the state. That is resource control. Let me tell you, if Nigeria, if the house makes a law that the local government autonomy, you get it, they make a law on local government autonomy, you get it, you have your autonomy. One. Second, resource control. What you can produce in your local area, you get it, producing. What you can do to generate resources from the area, generate it. You are not going to collect it. You are taking percentage from it. Resource control. You see the way Nigeria will develop fast, because in these villages people are running away from their farm because there's no government encouragement in those areas. They are running away, coming to look for job, white collar job, to look for menial jobs, become kaya, become these are farmers, for God's sake. In those days, what they do is that when they harvest their produce, they bring it down to the town and city to sell. When they finish selling, they can spend like a week or two. When they finish selling their money and everything, they take it back to their village and do the next planting season. But so that these people are not going back again, they are all sitting down in the city looking for menial jobs to make ends meet, and the farms are lying fallow, and allocation is going to those areas, and they are sharing the money, and they have nothing to show for it. Now they should put a stop to that police bill. The solution of police. Focus on that resource control. Focus on the autonomy of the local government. Let local government have their autonomy. Then let everybody generate their resources. You see how they will develop. In fact, they'll be encouraging their people to come back to their local government, to their state, to farm, because now they have resources. They know that without them coming back, that state will not have resources.
All right, so now let's...
Oh yes, I was going to just wrap up with this, but then maybe your final thoughts on this. So there is basically, just like you're outlining, the part of trust deficit between the Nigerian people and the government. Now, Nigeria is a highly important nation. Why do you think that is not an issue that the government is looking at? Example, there is the major factories in Aba where you have shoes, bags, and all.
Made in Aba, I remember.
Why do Nigerians go as deep as importing toothpick? Why are we not concerned about producing and encouraging locally made goods?
See,
why is that not a problem for the federal government to tackle?
Thank you very much. That's why I said the policy, the government is just, beating around the bush with all these policies and flying all over the world and everything like that. See, everything we need is in Nigeria. You get it? Nigerians have money to invest.
And Nigerians willing to...
See, that is why you have government. The purpose of government is not to share money. The purpose of government is to make sure that the economy, the country is working. You get it? So for you to share money, you are creating further problem, because you are telling the economy to sit down because money is coming in. No, you have to encourage labor. And that is the government. You have to encourage labor. You have to encourage people to go into work. People are ready to work. Nothing is there for them. So the government's policy must be a policy to encourage work, local production. You get it?
All right.
Okay.
By autonomy. Do that autonomy. Autonomy. That is the solution.
All right. Big thanks to you, Lawale Kunaya, for coming on the program today. We appreciate your thoughts and views on VOP this morning. Well, we'll have to wrap up this conversation right now. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll get into business, and that will be followed by entertainment and then sports. Stay with us. We'll be back in a bit.